Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another 7 o'clock bedtime stories. I'm getting nice and cozy now. I'm in my pyjamas. I've got a nice cup of tea, and I've got some hellos, as always, to say today. Hello, Ethan, and hello, Jacob. Hello, Ava, and hello, Holly too. Hello, April, and hello, Sophia. Hello, everyone. How are you today? Hope you've all had a fantastic Saturday and are ready for that story that we're going to hear tonight. So I'm going to have a quick swig of my drink. Yummy scrummy. Now, here is the story we're going to hear tonight. And it's not one I've heard before, so every time I read this part of the book, I'm discovering it new for myself too. But I couldn't resist the spotty face on the front cover. I think it looks really good. So, let's have a look. Princess Mirror-Belle and the Dragon Pox by Julia Donaldson and Lydia Monks. Ellen had chicken pox, and she was covered in spots. "You mustn't scratch them," said Mum. Ellen put on her right slipper because she lost the left one, and she went to look at her spots in the bathroom mirror. The spot on her nose was very, very itchy. Surely a tiny little scratch wouldn't hurt. So Ellen lifted her finger to her nose. I think she's going to scratch it. And then she jumped because there was a voice from behind the mirror. It said, "Don't scratch it or you might turn into a toad." Could this really be happening? Could Ellen's reflection really be talking to her? Before Ellen could even reply, the mirror girl went on. "You've got really bad dragon pox." "No, I haven't," said Ellen. "I've got chicken pox. And so have you, because you're my reflection." Oh, I wonder what that could be then. "Don't be silly," said the girl in the mirror. Oh, look. Oh, there's two of them. Took a turn, this book. "Don't be silly," said the girl in the mirror. And the next second, she had jumped out of the mirror and she was in the bathroom with Ellen. "I'm Princess Mirror-Belle. You really ought to curtsy me. But as you're my friend, I will let you off." "Are you a real princess?" asked Ellen. "But you look just like me. You've got the same pyjamas. You've even lost one of your slippers like me." "No, I haven't," said Mirror-Belle, and she paused for a second and then she continued. "My slipper was stolen by a goblin. They're always stealing slippers because they like to sleep in them." Ellen laughed. "Do they have little sheets and pillows?" she asked. Oh, look. There's a goblin sleeping in a slipper. I like this fluffy, cute bunny slipper. I think I would like to sleep in that as well. It's really cosy. "Never mind that," said Mirror-Belle. "We need to get started on the cure for your dragon pox." And she put in the plug in the bath. She turned on the taps. "But I haven't got dragon pox," said Ellen. "Well, I have," said Mirror-Belle firmly. "You see, a dragon captured me last week, and he carried me off to his mountain. Luckily, a knight came and rescued me. But when I got home, I came out in these terrible, terrible spots." "Did the knight want to marry you?" asked Ellen. But Mirror-Belle seemed not to hear her. Oh, look. Being captured by the dragon. Do you think a knight is going to save her? We'll have to find out. Now then, said Mirror-Belle, on with the curse. This stuff looks good. She grabbed a bottle of bubble bath and she squirted it into the water. Oh, quite a lot of it by the looks of it. Then, oh, how odd, she exclaimed, as hundreds of bubbles appeared. Don't you have bubble bath at home? Asked Ellen. Certainly not, said Mirror-Belle. But we do have bubble fish, and they are much better. They swim about in the bath and they blow thousands of bubbles. There they are. In the bath, that would be funny, wouldn't it? This isn't the bath water. But isn't the bath water a little bit hot for fish, said Ellen. Never mind that, said Mirror-Belle. Just get in. She keeps saying that, doesn't she? Never mind that. That must be her catchphrase. We need some more ingredients, said Mirror-Belle when they were both in the bath. Let's try this. And before Ellen could stop her, she had squirted a whole tube of toothpaste into the bath water. Hey, now we won't be able to clean our teeth, said Ellen. But can't you get the fairies to clean your teeth? Said Mirror-Belle. How strange. No, I don't know any fairies. And what would they use instead of toothpaste? Well, our fairies collect dewdrops from rose petals and use that, said Mirror-Belle. How does it stick to the toothbrushes, though? Said Ellen. And there they are, still chatting in the bath. Oh, I do wish you wouldn't ask me so many questions, said Mirror-Belle. Let's get on with the cure. How about that? And she squirted in some white foam from a spray can. Stop! Cried Ellen. That's my dad's shaving cream. Well, I think he should stop shaving like my father, the king, said Mirror-Belle. Does your father have a beard then? Asked Ellen. Of course he does. It's so long it reaches the ground and he needs 2 servants to help him carry it. That is the biggest beard I've ever seen. And sometimes birds make nests in it. Ellen laughed. And do the birds fly in and out feeding worms to their babies? I think she thinks it's a joke, doesn't she? Mirror-Belle didn't reply. Instead, she poured a bottle of shampoo into the bath. How will we wash your hair now? Asked Ellen. I wouldn't bother washing it, said Mirror-Belle. When my hair gets dirty, I just say a magic spell and wish for some different hair. My hair doesn't always look like yours, you know. Last week I had golden curls, and this week before I had red ringlets. Oh, that sounds nice. I'd love to do that, said Ellen. What is the magic spell? Oh, look, I like all of this. All of the cool hairstyles that she's had. I like this one, this afro. And I like this big pink wavy hair there as well. And this one. Oh, I like that. I like all of them. I take it back. I like all of those hairstyles. I will tell you later, said Mirror-Belle, and she splashed on some foamy, creamy toothpaste bath water at Ellen. Ellen giggled and splashed some back. This was actually beginning to be very fun. But then she noticed that the bathroom floor was getting really wet from all the splashing. Oh my gosh, really wet. That is a lot of water on the floor, isn't it? Oh dear, my mum is going to be really cross, she said. Really? Oh, how peculiar. My mother, the Queen, is cross if I don't splash water onto the floor. In fact, she likes me to splash it so much that the whole bathroom becomes a paddling pool. Oh my gosh, she must be the only mum in the world that would say that. Then she paddles about in it and washes her feet, and so do all the maids. Doesn't the water drip down onto the floor below? Asked Ellen. Sounds like they're living in opposite land to me. I thought I told you, not asking too many questions, said Mirror-Belle. Now it's time to get dry and put our pyjamas back on. But we're still all spotty, she said Ellen as she put her slipper on. The cure hasn't worked. That's because we haven't done part 2 yet, said Mirror-Belle. Well, what is part 2? Asked Ellen. This. Mirror-Belle picked up some loo paper as she wound it round and around Ellen, who laughed. What about you? She said. We'll do me later, said Mirror-Belle, carrying on winding. And before long, Ellen's whole body was covered in loo paper. And Mirror-Belle had started on her then. Close your eyes and count to 100. So she did. Oh, is this spell going to work, do you think? Oh, dear. 88, 98, 99, 100. Ellen ripped the paper off her face and she opened her eyes. Where are you, Mirror-Belle? She said. She looked around the empty room and saw the door handle was turning. But it wasn't Mirror-Belle. Instead, Ellen's mum came into the room. Oh, my gosh, look at the mess in that bathroom. What do you think Mum might say? Ellen, what have you been doing? She said as she looked at the watery room and all the empty tubes and bottles. It wasn't me. It was Princess Mirror-Belle, said Ellen. She came out of the mirror. She was trying to cure my dragon pox. Chicken pox. And I suppose she's gone back into the mirror now, has she? Said Ellen's mum. Ellen looked at the mirror over by the basin. It was covered in toothpastey bubbles. Yeah, I think she has, she said. What do you think? Is that where she's gone? Ellen's mum sighed. Then she looked at Ellen. Actually, your spots do look a little bit better, she said. That one in your nose has completely disappeared. And look, she added, picking something out of the basin. Here is your left slipper. Ellen said nothing, but she smiled as she put the slipper on. She knew it wasn't really her slipper because it belonged to Princess Mirror-Belle. There they all are in the castle together with Dad's long beard and the dragon. I think Princess Mirror-Belle, she got a different hairstyle there. Looks funky anyway, doesn't it? And that is the end of our story. Do you think Princess Mirror-Belle really came through the mirror? Or do you think it could all be in her imagination? I don't know. What do you think? It's a good story all the same. So thank you for listening to that one. Tomorrow night's choices are another Julia Donaldson story called Tiddler, the Storytelling Fish. And this one I have been... Oh, I should have said before, this one was lent to me by Esme. So thank you, Esme, for letting us borrow that one. This one has been kindly lent to us by Ethan and Jacob. So if you would like to vote for this one, you can tonight on Twitter. Or there's this one, The Magical Toy Box. And that's also Esme's story as well. So they're your two choices for tomorrow night. And I will see you then. Bye.